Don't forget to check me out over on Instagram at GeekdomBigD, where I post not just Dragon Ball stuff, but a lot more than that. And I think you'll have a good time on that page. Instagram.com/GeekdomBigD. So over on the Geekdom 101 Facebook page, I asked people on the Facebook, that's facebook.com/Geekdom 101, I asked them for their reviews of the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie. So we're going to be discussing some fan reviews, Dragon Ball fan reviews of this movie. So the way that Facebook organizes these based on, I guess it's based on engagement. So if you submitted your review, I mean, I got over 300, almost 400 reviews on this page. So you might not be able to get them on this video, but if you head over to facebook.com/geekdom101, get in that discussion right there and talk to everybody and give your thoughts. So Nathan Peterson says, future DB plotline villain, I've got an Army Goku, we've got a Broly ruins bad guy's day. Of course, the Hulk thing. Just want to tell everybody too that this video is probably going to have spoilers. Sorry, Cameron, but you shouldn't have commented there. Now, for the sake of time, I'm not going to be able to read. Like, if you left a really long review, I'm not going to be able to read everything, but I still want to read some of these. So, Walt Bremenmoor says, soundtrack was super lazy. I disagree with that. I think this is actually Sumitomo's best work in Dragon Ball Super Broly. Storyline was rushed but good. I love the CGI 2D style anime work. I didn't like the shaky camera style fight animation at all. It made it feel like the animation was trying to cover flaws of its own sort, like a cheesy action movie. I understand where you're coming from with that. Christina O'Neill Grossman says, I can't really remember the last time I had so much fun at the movies. There was a point at the beginning where I cried a bit. I laughed countless times till my cheeks hurt, and there were many times I was so pumped up, and times everyone said "aw" because of the cuteness. It had so many classic elements of what makes Dragon Ball amazing, along with a much better conception of Broly and the events on Planet Vegeta. Thank you so much for submitting that, Christina. Now, this is a bit long, but let's look at George. The only movie that made me have feelings for Broly. The beginning of the film might have been a bit rushed, but Bardock was still badass in my opinion. I agree with that. Overall, the movie was great. Best Dragon Ball movie for me. The humor, fight scenes, art, and animation were truly outstanding. The effort they put is obvious. Can't wait to see how much of an impact Broly does on the continuation of the anime, especially Goku kind of accepting his Han heritage. Also, I want to also tell everybody too that you know, when I first did my review, I said that I like Battle of Gods more, and the more I watch Broly, I've seen Broly now 9 times. The more that I watch the movie, I've seen it in Spanish. The dub, of course, I've seen a bunch of times. The more I watch the movie, the more I enjoy the movie. I do like it more. I don't know if it's actually my favorite movie yet, but it could end up being my favorite movie, actually, when all is said and done. I want to give it a few more weeks to kind of digest and see how I feel. Christopher Graham said it was the greatest Dragon Ball movie to date. I cried, I laughed, and was invested in the story the whole time. The animation and art for this movie were beyond amazing. Overall, the movie got me pumped for more Dragon Ball. That was the goal at the end of the day. Tom Cooper says, I can't believe Gogeta tried to kill an innocent man. Base Goku is stronger than SSG Vegeta. Base Goku was tanking and swapping hands with the same Broly beating the crap out of God Vegeta seconds earlier. I'm not going to get into the discussion on this. That's not really a review, but yeah, Gogeta did try to kill him. That Kamehameha at the end was meant to kill. And I don't know if base Goku is stronger than SSG Vegeta. I think that he was just trying him out in base, and then he realized quickly he had to go up. Ryan Taluka, well, this is the long one. I can't read the long ones, guys, but of course, head over to the Facebook so you can get a nice view of this. Jake says, Dragon Ball Super Broly might just be the best looking animated movie about buff men punching and shooting lasers at each other. In all seriousness, though, not only is it the best looking Dragon Ball movie, it's easily among the best of the best as far as the Dragon Ball movies go in general, and easily blows Battle of Gods and Resurrection F out of the water. Very good review. Jabay, or I hope I said your name right, Hurt says, I bet the creator wanted to please fans by making it canon, but ultimately we got a high definition remake. I didn't think it was a remake at all, and I don't think canon has anything to do with it. I give the movie no more than 3 stars to the lack of originality, but loved everything else. You know, that's a good point, though. I mean, you make a good point in that they did take elements from the old movie, and it wasn't that original. It was by the numbers, but it was still fun. So I agree with you on that part. I don't think that the creator... I don't think it was a remake, though. Zach Stewart, really liked Broly as a character. Art was good. Soundtrack was cool. Pacing had some Game of Thrones level speed at some points. Left me wanting to learn even more about Saiyans. I think we're going to get that in the future. Taylor says, soundtrack was forgettable and disappointing, but other than that, it was so much fun. Absolutely loved the little lore tidbits we got, especially seeing other planets. The humor was on point too, and it was the type where the more you knew about Dragon Ball, the funnier it was. Animation A++, right? It definitely was for the hardcore fans and the casuals too. Nick Harris says Frieza was in top form during the movie, petty, paranoid, ruthless, and seems to become more Saiyan-like, no immortality. The boss story almost had me lose it. Can't wait for the uncut version. Bardock was clearly in a fight. I'm not sure if we're gonna get an uncut version. I don't know for sure if we're gonna get that yet, so let's not jump to conclusions. If we get it though, if we get a director's cut, that would be cool. But I don't think there is another cut of this movie. It's like Resurrection F. Anthony Wayne Garland says a masterpiece. Love how Broly has gotten more of a character. The animation was amazing. Best movie of 2019. That's just funny because 2019 just started, but okay. Sean Velasquez Rivera. Love me a Broly that doesn't yell Kakarot for half the film. The fact that he has a personality makes it so much better. Classic Dragon Ball comedy, amazing animation. It's all just wonderful. Go watch if you haven't. Dennis Mangan says, haven't seen it. It hasn't been released in Ireland. Well, I mean, I respect that, but this is for reviews, brother. Thanks for leaving the comment, but I want to find some reviews here. Okay. Animation was great. Story was broken up. It needed more time to develop. The fight scenes were epic. I kind of prefer the old Broly as a character. Not sure how I feel about anti-hero Broly. He's not an anti-hero yet, but he could be. Assad says, Broly has shown that you don't need transformations, Zenkai boosts, or any intense training to beat God-tier warriors. And Goku has shown once again that Migate Gokui has no match. We didn't really see it in the movie. He didn't fight Broly in that form, so I don't know why you brought it up. But let's scroll down some random ones. I'm going out of order because Facebook didn't have it organized by oldest to newest, and I hate the fact that it doesn't do that. Right here, let's see. That's too long. God tier animation, best anime without a doubt. God tier fights, watched 2 times in theater. Best DB movie since World's Strongest. Audience had multiple exclamations of holy sh during the movie. Only movie I've seen in the last 10 years to do that. It proved the doubters wrong. Both Broly and the Saiyans were much more fleshed out. To quote the Team 4-Star Vegeta regarding the old version of Broly, that's really dumb, but he's so cool, but that's so dumb. I guess that's the old Broly, what he's talking about, because he said old Broly there. Daniel says, watched it in terrible quality and still was... Nah, I'm sorry, bro. We're not looking at that. Great way to bring emotion and depth to an originally flawed character. Also a great way to continue the story with Super with Broly as a potential new mainstay character or hero. That could definitely happen. The backstory parts seem rushed and poorly edited together. I said that too. It does feel like there's missing chunks of that story. But overall, I think it was the most beautiful Dragon Ball film so far, and I can't wait to see what the future has in store. I like that. Well, there's a lot of things to like, but I'll be the first to like. I'll probably like more stuff. Am I the only one shocked to see Frieza was able to hang with Broly for literally an hour? Well, it was a gag scene. You can't overthink that. Also, what was that move Goku did SSJ God to freeze Broly? I already did a video on it, brother. All in all, though, one heck of a fan service movie. I'm tempted to go see it again. That green chick was smoking high. He's talking about Chi-Lai. They kept showing her rear end in the movie, too, a lot, bro. Nagamine was doing that on purpose, fam. Devi says, the only thing I didn't like is that the ice blast scene didn't look like 2D animation. It looks odd. The whole film and few scenes they took video game adaptation. Broly chasing Goku, Vegeta, Goku by attack. I don't think that's what they did, bro. I don't see that as a video game. It's just a fight. I don't see that as a video game. See, why was the post written at 5 a.m.? I missed the chance to get on this one. Actually, you didn't because you're right here. Haha, you made it, bro. I wish you had written a review, though. All right, this is 4 paragraphs. We'll go through it quick. It was awesome. It gave Broly character justice both logically and his backstory while giving him the natural feel of Akira Toriyama story. Yeah, well, it was definitely a Toriyama story. Chi-Lai and Lemma were both interesting additions to the overall story of Dragon Ball, and having soldiers in the Frieza Force having with actual hearts makes them seem less evil. Yeah, it's like the Empire had good people working for them too in Star Wars, and we have to think as to whether we are all actually bad or just outdo their job. Well, yeah, I don't think everybody in the Frieza Force is evil. I agree with that. They might just be getting hired by Frieza and not realize that all the stuff Frieza's doing, especially if you're very lower ranked, you know. Not having Ultra Instinct was effective. It would have made the ending predictable, and having Metamora Fusion Dance come back was a massive plot twist I bet no one expected. Well, except for the fact they released Broly or Gogeta a billion times before the movie came out, bro. So I guess if you avoided all that, respect goes to you. Overall, awesome movie. Animation was superb. Characters were spot on. I'm glad Broly got his happy ending. Well, this might not be the ending. Let's say that Broly got that 4 PC from Broly was the biggest, funniest moment in the movie. The movie was amazing. The visuals, the soundtrack. This may be the best Dragon Ball movie ever. It's not the Dragon movie everyone wanted, but it's the one we all needed from Devin. He asked me a cooler question there. Overall, I thought the movie was just good. The beginning was a bit rushed and the artwork was subpar. I agree about the beginning being rushed, but I don't think the artwork is subpar. The movie dramatically improved once the fighting began. The battle scenes are having the saving grace of this fan-driven movie. I mean, it is fan servicey. We all knew that. Vegeta, Goku, Broly, and especially Gogeta were godly. The last fight was beautiful, visually the best DB stuff yet. Animation was just amazing. Not really a big fan of CGI. Well, the CGI, when it was Goku and Vegeta against Broly, it was prevalently bad. Like, I didn't like it. I honestly didn't like the way that scene looked. It was like fighters. It really felt like fighters. I wish they would have had like Takahashi or one of those guys do that scene. I didn't like that. But when Tate later on did Goku and Broly, I liked that part a lot. Tate was great there. But that part, the CGI part, was weird. Best fight from the movie was Vegeta versus Broly. That was a great fight. First half hour of the movie felt rushed. Everybody says that. The Bardock stuff was definitely rushed. Power scaling was absurd, but the biggest disappointment for me was Vegeta's role. It was too short, and he just fight, not a conversation with Broly, no connection between them. Well, I agree with you in that there should have been more of a connection because Paragus' beef was with them, but I guess they didn't want to bog the movie down with that kind of dialogue, because what exactly are you going to get from that dialogue? Like, Vegeta doesn't hate Broly. Broly does not hate Vegeta, even though he's doing it for his dad. You see what I'm saying? I mean, I think we'll get more Vegeta-Broly interaction if the series, or not if, when the series continues, whether it be TV or movie. I think we'll see more of it. But I see your point, but I don't know if that's a fair criticism as far as the movie being bad. Steve Johnson, beautifully animated, well-made film. I had a blast in the theater. The director sure had a thing for Chi-Lai. Right? That's what I'm saying. Like, dude, Chi-Lai's, yeah, it was all over the movie. She was very sexualized. Kenneth Velasquez says, absolutely amazing. I would like to have seen Bardock's crew make an appearance, but that's really my only complaint. It's a fairly minor one. Yeah, I mean, it would have been cool as an Easter egg, but I don't think they should have had any actual story or anything. Unless they were going to do the Bardock with the bandana. Let's go down and just pick random people here. One of the things I truly enjoyed was how the director handled the movie. The one part that truly impressed me was the part where it looked like Goku was still dealing with the blowback, but it turned out to be a beautiful POV shot of Broly punching him. Yeah, right. I didn't even notice that scene, bro. I'm glad you noticed that. Was tight. Thought it seemed rushed, and they could have slowed down the fight so we could see a tad bit better. Other than that, it was tight. Frieza wanted to be taller. Weird flex, but okay. It's not really a flex. Beerus turned into another Piccolo. He should have went with Whis. It showed me that Saiyans do care about their young, though Broly's dad was a dick, but Goku's mom and dad truly care for Goku. Well, Broly's dad cared for Broly, but not as much as he was more incited by rage. Best theatrical experience of my life. Sharing that energy with all those other Dragon Ball fans is truly something special. Yeah, it was very energetic. No, I saw it twice in theaters, and it really was. I like the direction they're going for his character. He's like the Joker to Batman with the main cast. I've said that before. I've said that. I like what Reek says. Broly landing blows on SS Gogeta was nice to see. And Blue. We never see a Gogeta in any continuity actually get touched before this. Bring just Jiren versus Broly. Best movie ever. Let's keep going back. I'm going to read a couple more and then we're going to get out of here. Possibly the best movie out of all of them. I love the small but significant character development of Goku referring to himself as Kakarot. Yeah, it was an Easter egg, but it was also development for him accepting himself as a heritage. Accepting his heritage, I mean. All right, Michael DeLopa, in my opinion, some of the best storytelling Dragon Ball's ever seen. Though brief, it'll pull you in and keep you interested until the absolute roller coaster of a fight scene happens. The animation was so crisp and detailed, it's almost hard to believe, and when the action gets going, it only gets better. By the end, you really begin to care about Broly emotionally and want him to survive, which I never thought was possible. Broly is the good guy in this movie in many ways. Broly is the protagonist. In some ways, if you look at it from a different perspective, Goku and Vegeta may have been the villains. In a way. Not saying that they're bad, but if this is the story of Broly, he saw Goku, Vegeta, and Frieza as the possible villains for him. And it's him trying to make his way through the universe. It's his story. From birth all the way to coming to Earth. No pun, no crime intended, meeting Goku and Vegeta. Anyways, that is it. Check out the conversation over on Facebook.com/Geekdom101. Thank you for watching, and I'll talk to y'all next time.